Go to Exodus chapter 14, verse 11. Exodus chapter 14, verse 11. I feel like in life that a lot of us, and a lot of times, God tell us step out and do some things, and like you were saying, we hesitant because we always trying to make sure we take care of ourselves in a lot of situations, and we always want to make sure that we're doing exactly what God's telling us. It's just a lot of things that transpire in our life. We just want to make sure that we're doing right. But God is here to let us know that if we get an understanding of what He wants in our life, the way He wants our life to go, then we can really get to the point in life where every move we make can be of God. See, a lot of people don't understand that even when it looks like it's a wrong move to us, we're so carnal-minded because we're still in this dirt suit. We're still in flesh. So sometimes that's why our flesh has to die daily, because we get to a point where God trying to move us ahead in life. God trying to move us to another level. And we sometimes, because we're not in the right mindset, we don't understand where He's taking us. It ain't for you to understand everything. God said it's not for us to understand.
That's right.
Because our carnal mind don't feel, we don't see heavenly things all the time because we're so carnal. That's why we gotta make sure that we stay spiritual.
All right.
Gotta do that. Gotta stay spiritual. So we're gonna see in the Word today that what's gonna happen is, children of Israel, they were carnal-minded, as we are, in a lot of ways. God made a way of escape for us. And we, just because we can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, doesn't mean the light is not there. So a lot of times we make decisions based off what we want to do, or say some things before we know it. We can really get ourselves in some trouble. So God's saying, I really want us to stop talking so much and do a lot of listening to me, because the only way you can listen to me is you remove what you want to say. Because a lot of times we talk more than what we listen. As a people. We always thinking about our next move. When God said, maybe that's not your next move.
Come on.
That may not be where I want you to go. You want to stay in that same down state, and He's trying to give you life, but because the life doesn't look the way you want it to look, you rather stay in death or in bondage, in a sense. Exodus 14 and 11. And they said unto Moses, because there were no graves in Egypt, hast thou taken us away to die in the wilderness? Wherefore hast thou dealt thus with us to carry us forth out of Egypt? So we all know that the children of Israel was actually in bondage in Exodus, in Egypt. So in Exodus, in the story, you mean to tell me that God is trying to get them out of bondage, and they rather stay in bondage because they don't understand freedom. See, that's what I want y'all to get to, understanding. I want us to understand our freedom. We don't want to accept freedom because we don't understand what freedom is. So they don't understand freedom, so they rather be in bondage because at least they understood that we're shackled. See, you got people in sin, which is bondage. They understand the sin that they're in. So they don't understand freedom, so they don't want to come out of freedom. So it takes us, as the children of God, to say, let me teach you what freedom is all about. But before we start teaching people what freedom is all about, guess what we got to do? First, learn freedom. a lot of times we don't know completely what freedom is to even us, because we go back to the mindset of when we were in bondage, when tough situations come. We halfway to the blessing, but it don't look like we gonna be blessed, so we turn back around and go back into bondage. That's what the children of Israel want to do. I keep telling us each and every Sunday, I tell us the same thing. People die, spirits don't. All right. So basically what happened is, we got to understand that spirit of wanting to go back to what we used to do always try to come up. Listen to what God telling me. We get in certain situations and it's for God to take us to that next level, but it's either the next level or the level before. It's never to stay in the same position. That's right. So if you take that and take it negative that you're going through something, you either go backwards or forward. Y'all see that? They didn't want to stay. Listen to me. The Israelites, they didn't want to stay where they were. They wanted to go backwards. Moses trying to take them forward. They said, we don't understand what forward is. We understand what backwards is, so we want to go backwards. How many of us been in that spot though? How many people you know right now, they want to do good, but they can't because they don't know what good is? Verse 12 says, is not this the word that we did tell thee in Egypt? So before they even saw, how many of us do this? Before they even saw what the good was, because they couldn't see it, they rather stayed in the position where they are now. It always go back to what faith is. It always go back to what faith is. Faith is the something saying hope for and evidence of things not seen. So if sin is believing for you, you got a tough road ahead. Because God, He's willing to give you nuggets to get to the next level, but you won't see your blessing until it comes. Obedience is better than sacrifice. Is it not the word that we did tell thee in Egypt, saying, let us alone, leave us alone, let us stand? How many of y'all witness the folks when they say, just leave me alone, I'm all right? I even got to the point where I do believe that, the way we act sometimes, affects sinners coming in. But sometimes, after praying about it and seeking God about it, and I really think some people it's an excuse. Well, so ain't right. So why would I want to get saved? So you have to look at that thing a couple ways. Yes, some certain stuff we do hinder folk, but at the same time, you got to think about it. Once you really want to do this, guess what? If you want to make it to the promised land, guess what you're going to do? You're going to do whatever it takes to get you to the promised land.
That's right.
Is it not the word that we did tell thee in Egypt, saying, let us alone, that we may serve the Egyptians? So you rather serve. You've been taught to serve God. How many of us from little children been taught to serve God? And we grow up and serve something else other than God. What is this? Alcohol, weed, cocaine, women, men. We serve all this other stuff. What we've been taught from the beginning. I would say train up a child.
Yes.
In the way that should go. When they get old, they want their partner. So it's in you from the beginning. It was in us from the beginning to do exactly what God called us to do. But we, as a people, you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, So you rather stay in darkness. You can be free. We got witnesses telling us we can be free. But you didn't got so content into bondage that you rather be in bondage because you don't see freedom right now.
All right.
We got to start working for what we want. Spiritually, naturally. Everything is a work. We can't be late. There's so many lazy people in the world and they want handouts. Everybody wants handouts. Everybody got their hand out. God say, try me. Oh, taste and see. Yeah. So you got to go out there and try to taste him to see that he is good.
Yes, Lord.
You shouldn't always want to just get my opinion about it. But the Lord told Moses, it's a better way. The Lord told Moses, I'm about to get y'all out of Egypt.
All right.
So he said, it's bad when it's just the leader that heals. Because what I want us to understand that he only got to talk.
All right.
I don't want people thinking that I'm the only one can heal from. You know, there's a lot of people in the world thinking they the only one can heal what God's saying. So a lot of times you physically or spiritually put me in bondage because you feel like I can't hear God for myself. But the problem is you got to want to heal.
All right.
In Exodus, Moses was the only one wanted to heal.
Yes.
So that's the reason why he had to be the one to do it. Let's not have any. Instead of it just being one person, how about all of us take part into hearing God? Because sometimes it takes 2 or 3 to be gathered in his name that he be in the midst. Sometimes it takes more, because if you're not helping the service, what you doing? You're hindering the service. You're doing one or the other. So you got Moses helping them trying to get to the promised land, and you got everybody else talking about how they don't want to go. Let's not be like the children of Israel. If somebody tell me it's a better way, and I pray about it and see, and it's a better way, and God tell me it's a better way, let's help somebody get to this better way.
Yes, Lord.
For it has been better. Here we go. This is what people thinking right now. This is what people in the world thinking right now. For it had been better for us to serve the Egyptians. The Egyptians to us is our sin. It's better, folks saying it's better for them to stay in their sin than to get out and get to the promised land. First thing folks want to say, at least I know what I'm going through right now. It is better for us to serve the Egyptians than that we should die in the wilderness. You know why some of us in the wilderness? God was telling me, some of us in the wilderness because the only way he can get you to talk to him sometimes is to put you in a spot where only he is there. He said, I'll never leave you nor forsake you. He's omnipresent.
Yes.
So the only way he got to get you away from everybody else and put you in a spot that only you know that you only going to call on one person because it's been embedded in you from the beginning. Now, it's called understanding. We got to understand why God allows some things. Because a lot of times we say, why us? Or we say, why we got to go through this? I got saved. I started living for you. Once you start thinking like that with that mindset, you can't go forward. And you're not going to stay stagnant. You're going to go backwards. Don't let the devil creep into your mind, because he's not doing anything but setting you up to be killed, or he's going to steal from you, or he's going to destroy you.
Yes.
Don't let the devil steal your joy.
All right.
He had to destroy some people. He's been destroying some people because we allowing it as a people.
Mhm.
It's time for us to fight the right way.
Yes,
Go to Proverbs. We're gonna come back, put a thumb right there. Go to Proverbs. We're gonna go to Proverbs for 2 verses. Proverbs 14:29. Now remember verse 12. I'm gonna read that while y'all get to Proverbs 14:29. Let me read verse 12 to you again because it's gonna tie in. I want us to get some understanding. It's all about understanding today. I really want us to get some understanding because it's time for us to go higher in Christ. Amen.
Amen.
He said, it's the word that we did tell thee in Egypt, saying, let us alone, that we may serve the Egyptians. For it had been better for us to serve the Egyptians than that we should die in the wilderness. Proverbs 14:29 say, he that is slow to wrath. See, a lot of folks talk before they think. Now see how they said? So God trying to lead you into the promised land.
Yes.
And because you don't really see it, you speak so fast and say, I'm just going to do what I want to do, basically. I'm going to go where I want to go. It's better for me to stay in my mess than try this way. Song said, have you tried Jesus? He all right.
Yes, Lord.
Sometimes, see, y'all know you turn 32. As I get older, I begin to think about older songs. I begin to think about older saints. I'm trying to be an older saint now. I'm trying to trust in God with all I got now.
Yes, Lord.
See, I can't lean to my own understanding no more. I gotta run this race with patience now. I can't be trying to outrun the devil no more. I gotta outthink him now.
Yes, yes, yes.
See them older saying, we running, but we still gotta get wisdom from them. So as I grow, I'm trying to grow in wisdom. I ain't gotta run as fast as you because the devil ain't even chasing me as much no more. Because he understands if I chase him, he will beat me.
Yeah.
Let me go run over to them young folks and try to outrun them. Let me try to bite on them. Because when I touch him, he will look at me and say, peace be still. Oh, I ain't running out there on that running around no more. I'm getting old. I'd rather look at the devil and say, I'm right here, you right there. Let's really see who really gonna win. Resist the devil, and he'll flee. You're trying to outrun the devil. He got traps set everywhere. You're running right at the wheel into the snares. Told me to stand and see the salvation. He say, stand and see the salvation. I mean, I ain't got to do all that running no more. You know, I get tired quick. I'm doing all that running for. When I can look at the devil and say, you know me. It's time to get there.
Amen.
Trying to get some wisdom on how to handle the devil. He said, and that he that is slow to wrath, people who slow to wrath, they outthinking the enemy. It's time to outthink the enemy today. He that is slow to wrath is of great understanding. The word of today is understanding. So the person who talks the least, most of the time, they got more understanding. I just know the devil ain't got in you. I don't have to talk to you. I just pray for you because I understand that the devil has got into you this evening. Oh, you don't go back and forth no more. Why? I understand what's going on. I understand that a soft answer turn away wrath. Proverbs say, he that is slow to wrath is of great understanding. The children of Israel, before they knew it, got themselves in some mess. But he that is hasty, talking quick, a spirit exalteth folly. So folly is foolishness. So sit there and listen to somebody that always talking. Most times, them the folks who always in some foolishness. Can't never be told anything, but they always got something to tell you. Go back a little bit in Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Then after that, we're going to go back to Exodus. We're going to teach a little bit today.
All right.
Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Then we're going to go back to Exodus. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 say, trust in the Lord with all thine heart. You got to stop there because first of all, you got to put your whole... See, a lot of saints,
Come on.
their whole heart ain't in this.
Come on.
See, it's easy for me to trust God because I'm all in.
Yes.
You can't trust God with all your might because all your might ain't into doing this.
All right.
All your might ain't into living holy. Only thing you got to say is we all fall short. But you don't never want to strive for perfection. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart. And lean not unto thine own understanding. You see how I keep telling us about understanding. The key word there is understanding. We can't grow higher because we don't understand what higher is. We quote a lot of scriptures. It's higher heights and deeper depths. Where are you going? Now you dumbfounded. You mean to tell me that you can know that it's higher heights and deeper depths, but you won't seek God on where to go? You won't let God prepare you for the next level? You won't let God prepare you for the next journey, but you know it's one? You don't have understanding. You don't have understanding. If I know that my Father in heaven knows my end from my beginning, so why wouldn't I ask him about the next journey? Because I don't have understanding of him for real. I just know scriptures. I don't know revelations of scriptures. I just know that scriptures and I know that they're in this Bible. I even know where they are. But I don't believe and trust in them the way that I should. Trust in the Lord and with all thine heart and lean not to thine own understanding. Verse 6 says, and always acknowledge him. I understand that before I even go somewhere, before I do anything, I need to ask if it's the way to go. In all my ways, acknowledge him. Why would I not? If he know my end from my beginning, how am I going to try to do this myself? Why would I try to trust my own ways? Do you remember yourself in your own ways? Do you remember what you used to do when you was handling yourself? Do you remember the way you went when you was going in your own direction? Do you remember what was really going on? What mess you was in? Do you remember those things and you don't want to go in God's direction now? Do you remember how you used to act? Do you remember how you used to walk, how you used to talk, how you used to react to stuff? And you really gonna say, I can't trust all the way in him? In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. So just because you don't know everything don't mean you don't know enough to keep going. You got to know enough. God gonna give you nuggets to get you to the next point. I got a blessing for you right here, but let me give you some of it right here so you'll keep going. Let me take you through something and let you get out of it so you'll know that you got enough power to get to the next level. Go back to Exodus 14, 13 verse. Remember, Proverbs said, trust in the Lord all thy heart, lean not unto thine own understanding. In all the ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. Watch what Moses tells them in the 13th verse. And Moses said unto the people, fear ye not. Stand still and see the salvation of the Lord, which he will show to you today. So I don't care if it was at 11:59. I don't thought about it like that. If God told me he was going to do something for me today, if he did it at 11:59, he's not a man that he should lie. And a one to be drawn to repentance. If he say he going to do it, he going to do it. He said today. It don't matter what time today. See, the problem is, while we wait on him to do it, it's a lot of work down here to do. Now y'all know when the day, think about it when you're at work. When it's slow at work, the time goes slow. But when you got a lot of stuff going on at work, you look at the time like, oh, it's already 3. So if you was working, you was keeping yourself busy in the Lord, when your blessing come, you'll be like, whoa, he just blessed me.
Yes.
But they were sitting there idle. An idle mind is what? The devil's workshop. We gotta start learning. See, that's why God said, I want you to teach. Because we gotta get some understanding. You can't preach understanding. Let's teach it. Let's let people understand what understanding is. Get to a point in life, say, before I say or react to what the devil got going on, let me let God tell me how to beat this situation. Because half of the time, most of the time, it's warning for destruction. So you done already prayed for understanding today. So when you need that understanding or you need that peace, when it comes, you say, God, I prayed for it, and he'll tell you exactly how to handle it.
Yes, thank you.
That kind of God I serve. I don't know what kind of God you're serving today, but look like lately that's what he's been doing for me.
Amen.
That's all I can say. I can't always tell you what he's been doing for y'all, but I sure can tell you how he's been blessing me.
Yes. Thank you, Jesus.
And Moses said unto the people, fear ye not, stand still and see the salvation of the Lord, which he will show to you today. For the Egyptians, whom ye have seen today, ye shall see them again no more forever. So when God get ready to deliver you from whatever it is, if he tell you your day is today, the only person that can hinder your day not being today is you.
All right. Come on.
I thought it was today. It was supposed to be. You him. Let me tell you something. The only person that, stop blaming the devil for everything.
All right.
The only person that can hinder you from getting what you're supposed to have is you. Understand that first. Understand that. Stop blaming the devil for everything. God got a blessing right for you. And you just got to do exactly what God called you to do.
Lord.
And watch the blessing be unfolded today.
Yes, Lord. Thank you, Jesus.
You can unfold it or you can wrap it tight. It's up to you. The Lord shall fight for you,
Yes, Lord.
and ye shall hold your peace. Now we had that scripture the other Sunday. The Lord shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace. A lot of us need to say that to ourselves. I'm going to say that one more time. Because a lot of us need to say that because we get so angry at situations. You say, be angry, but sin not.
That's the word.
The Lord shall fight for you,
Yes, Lord.
and ye shall hold your peace.
Mm-hmm.
You ought to be happy you ain't got to say that all the time. You ought to be happy that you ain't always got to ball your fists up. You ought to be happy that you ain't got to cuss nobody out. You ought to be happy that you ain't got to kick or punch nobody. You ought to be happy that you ain't got to get nobody in the eye. You ought to be happy. And the Lord said unto Moses, wherefore criest thou unto me? Speak unto the children of Israel that they go forward. So, a lot of times we have already been instilled with the leadership authority. Not just in the church, but in this land. We are in leadership because we serve the leader.
Yes.
Do we understand that? I'm not talking about just in the church, I'm talking about on this earth, period. If you abide in the leadership of the Lord,
Yes, Lord.
when you speak, folks ought to listen.
Yes, yes, yes.
When you speak, folks ought to listen.
Yes.
But lift up thy rod and stretch out thine hand over the sea and divide it. So, mean to tell me, God gives you stuff and put power in it. So, think about the rod. Think about prayer. You mean to tell me the Lord will teach you how to pray and then put the power into your prayer so it can work? Whatever ability He's given you today, He gave you the ability. Then you get in Him, He gives you power in your ability that He's already given you. And then once you abide in your calling and your ability, then yokes are broken.
Yes, Lord. Thank you.
He's already given us something from the beginning. He already gave us what we have to do from the beginning. It's up to us to manifest that in our lives.
Yes.
It's up to us. You told Moses, you're the only one listening. So you're the only one in die right now. I need you to do it. I still, you know that telling them, even if you're the only one listening right now, you need to listen because it's on you right now.
All right.
So take advantage of what God has given you. He seen fit for you to lead somebody. Lead them. Do it to the best of your ability.
Yes, Lord. Thank you.
But lift up thy rod and stretch out thine hand over the sea and divide it. And the children of Israel shall go on dry ground through the midst of the sea. So He's able to move some things out the way. Remember, we've been talking about water for the last couple of weeks and how water can really equal situations. So water equaling situations right now. So the situation is, that what God telling me. I can let you walk over your situation. I can tell your situation to peace be still. And I can move it. Whatever I see fit to do. But before you start trying to do one or the other, you better ask God which one you want to do.
All right.
And I behold, I will harden the hearts of the Egyptians. There was a part I really want to get to, because I want you to understand that God allowed folks to be mad. God allowed folks to have a devil in them. God allowed folks to hate. God allowed stuff to happen to see what you're going to do with it.
Amen.
See how you're going to handle situations. And behold, I will harden the hearts of the Egyptians, and they shall follow them. And I will give me honor upon Pharaoh. So it's all to the glory of God.
Yes,
So that let me know, before I ask to get out of a situation, or before I ask to be removed from a situation, or before I ask for him to take the situation away, I need to be thinking about, is the person I'm trying to get away from, or the situation I'm trying to get away from, is it all to the glory of God so he can show that person that I've been told you that I'm the author and finisher. I've been told you I was the King of Kings. That's what you want to tell that other person. So I want you to encounter, watch this, y'all. I want you to encounter someone that's living holy. So you living like the devil, they living holy. I want you to encounter them so they can show you who's boss. It's time for folks to encounter us. Listen to me. It's time for folks to encounter us so they can see the salvation of the Lord. I'm going to let them harden their heart. I'm going to let them, he said you're going to be persecuted for his name's sake. Stuff's going to happen to you. People are not going to always like you. You're not serving their God. And I will give me honor upon Pharaoh and upon all his hosts, upon his chariots and upon his horsemen. And the Egyptians shall know that I am the Lord, when I have gotten me honor upon Pharaoh, upon his chariots and upon his horsemen. And the angel of the Lord, of God, the angel of God, which went before the camp of Israel, removed and went behind them. So they camped around him. So you worry about the devil when you got angels around you. You worry about situations when God got angels all around you. You worry about circumstance and you got angels all around you. He says, stand still. See the salvation of the Lord. And the pillar of the cloud went from before their face and stood behind them. And it came between the camp of the Egyptians and the camp of Israel. And it was a cloud and darkness to them, but it gave light by night to these. Now, hold on now. Y'all see that? Did y'all see that? It was dark to them. Darkness can't comprehend light. So when you begin to let God rule and reign over you, and you begin to have that light shining on you, a lot of folks gonna get from around you because you got too much light on you. A lot of folks scared for, some folks think the Holy Ghost will jump off you to them. So a lot of times they know they want to stay in their mess, so they don't be around you because they scared some gonna jump on. So that the one came not near the other all the night. So it's separate. So you mean to tell me the light separates you? So let me ask you this. If now that you're really understanding and comprehending that light don't have no place with darkness, so why are you always trying to gravitate toward darkness? Why you always, if you're not witnessing, why do you think that you can have place with the ruler of darkness anyway? And the workers of iniquity. How can you feel that you're gonna have the same mindset when you are light and they are darkness? You're trying to figure out why you're always bumping heads. You're bumping heads because you're of the light and they're of darkness. They cannot mix. They will not comprehend what you got. You always talking about doing right. They always talking about doing wrong. You always talking about you love somebody. They always talking about they hate somebody. That's what it is. You always talking about going to the house of the Lord. They always talking about going to the club. It's never going to mix. It's not going to work. his hand over the sea. And the Lord caused the sea to go back by a strong east wind all that night, and made the sea dry land, and the waters were divided. And the children of Israel went into the midst of the sea upon the dry ground. So they let me know right then. God got to prove some stuff to some folks. But let me let you know something. I want to get to where he's proving it to me because I'm worthy of being approved too.
Yes.
See, even though I may have said the wrong stuff in the past, God don't worry about what I said in the past. He worry about what I'm trying to go in the future. So I understand that I may have said something wrong in the past. I can repent and move forward, and he still would do what he said he was going to do, because he, again, not a man that should lie.
Thank you, Jesus.
God said, God told me to tell y'all, he just waiting for y'all to do what y'all supposed to do.
All right.
I'm just waiting for you to don't do it how you want to do it. I told you to stand still.
Yes, Lord.
I told you to stop talking so much. Stop reminding so much. Stop doing all this other stuff so much. Stop talking so much. Say, stand still.
Yes, Lord.
See the salvation of the Lord. Just when God about to move, you got something to say. Talk yourself right out the blessing.
All right.
He's been remove some stuff. Right into the promised land. Right into a better situation you go. He removing it, and you gotta say something. So always got you always gotta have a last word. You always gotta make your point come across. You always got something to say. And the Egyptians pursued. Here we go. Because he hardened their heart. So they can't comprehend that it's going to be a bad situation. I'm going to tell you something. When the devil trying to chase you, he don't understand that he running himself right into a lost. You don't understand that. I really want y'all, do y'all understand that the devil don't do nothing but set himself up to be defeated? But we don't know that because we don't have no understanding that we already have the victory.
All right.
So therefore, you running all the wrong ways and you're getting beat because you didn't run to your safe haven.
All right.
They were about going back to bondage. God trying to run them away from bondage, and he gonna kill them too. Stand still. Just do what I asked you to do.
Yes.
And the Egyptians pursued and went in after them to the midst of the sea, even all Pharaoh's horses, his chariots, and his horsemen. And it came to pass that in the morning watch the Lord looked unto the host of Egyptians through the pillar of the fire. So, you mean to tell me, in the midst of all this stuff that's going on, God always see who he needs to see. So in the midst of this big world, some people doing good, some people doing bad. You mean to tell me God know all and see all? And the cloud and troubled the host of Egyptians. So out of all this chaos, know they tell me he know who for him and he know who against him. He know your adversaries. He know your enemies. He can look down because guess how he know them? By their heart.
Yes.
If you remember, God said he hardened their hearts. So of a man's heart. So that he is.
Yes.
So even if you got enemies that's dressed just like you, even if you got enemies that can imitate their holiness, God can say, I see the heart. That's an enemy. And stay far away from them. But guess what happened? It's going to be some that you do and took off their chariot wheels, that they drave them heavily, so that the Egyptians said, let us flee from the face of Israel. So this is what I want y'all to understand about this whole thing. I want y'all to understand that we never can be defeated as a people. So once people really see that you're really living for Christ, you're going to have less and less battles, because everybody ain't going to want to deal with losing. A lot of folks don't like to lose. The devil already knows that he's defeated, but he can get in other folks' mindset and really get them to think that they can beat you at his game. The devil know, but they don't have understanding. That's the key word of the day. The problem is, other people don't have understanding. So when people don't have understanding, even saints that don't understand that they already winners, they get tied up with the losing. Because they don't have understanding. And the Lord said unto Moses, stretch out thine hand over the sea, that the waters may come again upon the Egyptians, upon their chariots, and upon their horsemen. And Moses stretched forth his hand over the sea, and the sea returned to his strength. When the morning appeared, and the Egyptians fled against it, and the Lord overthrew the Egyptians. Stand and see the salvation of the Lord. Name me one time that Israel had to fight during this battle. Name one time that they had to touch somebody else. Never had to. And the waters returned and covered the chariots and the horsemen and all the hosts of Pharaoh that came into the sea after them. So, again, folks who come against you and chase you and try to get you to take down, they're not doing nothing but setting themselves up for failure. I'm telling you, don't let the devil have your mindset so messed up that you really think that you can defeat somebody with riffraff. Because it can't happen. But the children of Israel walked upon dry land in the midst of the sea, and the waters were a wall unto them, all their right hand, and on their left hand. Thus the Lord save Israel that day out of the hand of the Egyptians. And Israel saw the Egyptians dead upon the seashore. And Israel saw that great work which the Lord did upon the Egyptians. And the people feared the Lord and believed the Lord and his servant Moses. So y'all see just his servant Moses. Y'all see that? Because Moses understood from the beginning who he served. Last verse, y'all. Jeremiah 29, 11, 13. God will always understand this about the clothes. Jeremiah 29, 11 to 13 says, for I know the thoughts that I think towards you. That's why our mind got to be in Christ Jesus. Because when our mind is connected with Christ, our thoughts are his thoughts. And he's able to get us to that next level, said the Lord. Thoughts of peace, not of evil. So I can have a peaceful day. I don't have to think no way about anybody, because I have a peace about me. To give you an expected end. So everybody got an expected end. Everybody got a good end if they rely on Christ to give it to them. Verse 12 says, then shall ye call upon me. That's what the children of Israel had to do. They had to call upon Christ. And ye shall go and pray unto me. The most powerful weapon that we have in today's time is prayer. And I will hearken unto you. See that? He will hear you. Gotta be in a place. Last verse. And ye shall seek me and find me, when ye shall search for me with all your heart. I want us to understand today that we only can get to God's understanding if we do this with a pure heart and a right spirit. Anybody need prayer?